Welcome to the Top Business Leaders Show, powered by Rise 25 Media. We feature top founders, executives, and business leaders from all over the world.
Chad Franzen here, co-host for this show where we feature top restaurateurs, investors, and business leaders. This is part of our SpotOn Series. SpotOn has the best-in-class payment platform for retail, and they have a flagship solution called SpotOn Restaurant, where they combine marketing, software, and payments all in one. They've served everyone from larger chains like Dairy Queen and Subway to small mom-and-pop restaurants. To learn more, go to spoton.com. This episode is brought to you by Rise 25. We help B2B businesses to get ROI, clients, referrals, and strategic partnerships through Done-For-You podcasts. If you have a B2B business and want to build great relationships with clients, referral partners, and thought leaders in your space, there's no better way to do it than through podcasts and content marketing. To learn more, go to rise25media.com or email us at support@rise25media.com. Ethan Huynh has been a restaurateur for 14 years. He's the founder and operator of EAT Restaurant Group. That's EAAT Restaurant Group. He's currently based in Austin, Texas. Ethan, thanks so much for joining me. How are you?
Good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Hey, so how did you get into the restaurant industry?
How did I get in college, I went to college at UL Lafayette in Louisiana. And while going to college, I was able to become a sushi chef. That was when sushi was introduced to that local community. I was able to learn the steps of running doing sushi there. So I decided after graduation, I wanted to open my own restaurant. So that's what happened with my first restaurant.
Wow. Did you, had you been in the restaurant industry in high school or anything, just in college?
In high school, I worked at Burger King to understand corporate settings and things like that. I actually worked at my mama's gas station, and they had a deli in there. I did that when I was 12. So I've always was in the food business, but and after that, it kept calling me. So I decided to pursue it.
So you were in college and you worked at a restaurant where you became a sushi chef. Were you studying like culinary arts, or were you studying something else?
I actually was studying business management.
Okay. Did you get that degree?
I did. I did get a bachelor's in business management.
And then you, how did you work your way into becoming a chef, becoming a sushi chef when you got started working in a restaurant?
My passion is food. I get it from my mom. You know, she's a great cook, and we've never had a restaurant, but she's always been one of those cooks where everybody, praises her and things like that. And it just so happens that everything fell into place that I had an opportunity, and I learned the craft. As a businessman, I realized, you have to learn everything, top to bottom, just to be prepared. And that's what I did. And it eventually led to me being able to have an opportunity to open my own. And it's been a struggle. It's not easy, but having some experience before, that definitely helped.
What is unique about being a sushi chef, because, it's raw fish? What's unique about that compared to maybe being a chef for other types of foods?
The artistry behind it. There's great plating involved, techniques, and the you never stop learning. You're always getting ideas and things on Instagram or other chefs, other restaurants. So it's a constant learning experience that lasts forever. And that's one of the things that I see that's interesting with sushi.
You said it's been, I think most restaurateurs would say there are often times where it's a struggle. What about the industry is exciting for you?
Right now, it's a tough industry. If we was talking about pre-pandemic, without the situation that everybody's in right now with the labor shortage and things like that, it's just a great environment where strangers come in together, and we're building this thing. Where does it go? It really depends on us. It depends on the culture and how it grows monthly, yearly, until it becomes a successful business. But it's the people that we work with to get this out.
Tell me about Eat Restaurant Group then.
Eat Restaurant Group. I opened my first restaurant. It was a sushi restaurant in 2008 in Houma, Louisiana, named Zen Sushi of Houma. That gave me all the experience as a chef, as a restaurateur, as the marketing part, everything, wear all the hats basically. I did that, and maybe 5 years ago, I ended up going to culinary school to get further education on the restaurant industry and the hospitality industry. I was a little successful as a restaurateur already with the first restaurant, but I just wanted to really learn about everything. So I did that, and I was able to stage at a 3 Michelin restaurant as an internship with the culinary program, Nicholls State University, John Foss Culinary School. And I was able to stage at a 3 Michelin restaurant in San Francisco named Baynou by Chef Corey Lee. And that being out there, the chef side, entrepreneurial side, the restaurateur side, I just got to see a level where I never knew existed. And that's when I gathered everything up and I decided, I would like to create my own restaurant group because, I've seen levels, I've seen all the details and how to operate a successful restaurant. And that's where the restaurant group comes up.
Give me the example of where kind of like, a light bulb went off in your head, like, whoa, that was something I never would have thought of if I had.
In what aspect? The chef side or the restaurant?
Yeah, like from the chef side.
From the chef side, what blew my mind was one technique. It's sous vide, but we was able to get beefier flavor sous videing by using the beef, the steak, and sous videing it with beef broth. Just little small details like that raises, as a chef, is like it makes sense. You're developing flavor. You're trying to incorporate as much flavor as possible, and that was one instance that raised my eyebrow.
What about from maybe a culture side or a business side?
Business side, the details, the details of, for instance, we would have a deep cleaning day on a Wednesday. Every day, every restaurant cleans. So this is a 3 Michelin, so everything counts. The food, the cleanliness, service, everything. It's the whole package. And seeing them being able to implement things that you can tell as a restaurateur, as an entrepreneur, that it keeps the system running. It's consistent. So you would clean every day, but on a Wednesday, everybody would spend an extra hour to deep clean, to really tighten up more detail. And that, to me, the rotation of the cleaning process of the restaurant is how you're able to sustain it.
So what does our Eat Restaurant Group consist of then?
Right now, I have the sushi restaurant I still have under my belt. I recently, during COVID, I opened 2 locations in a franchise called 0 Degrees. I recently just closed it. So I can concentrate on opening my own independent concept, which I'm focusing on right now, called HappyRito Seafood.
Okay. Can you tell me about, so you have the sushi restaurant. What's that one called?
Zen Japanese Grill and Sushi Bar.
And where's that one?
That one's in Houma, Louisiana.
Okay, yeah, that's been around for like more than 10 years.
Yeah, 14 years. I have my chef, my chef that started with me from a decade ago. He was able to get in as partner. He runs that one. His name is Kenny Bergeron.
And that one has survived for quite a while. And even while you were away in culinary school, what were some of the early days like as you opened that place?
Tough. In that location, that area, it was tough. You're dealing with competition. You're dealing with hurricanes on a yearly basis. We actually just got hit with that Hurricane Ida, and we were shut down for a month. A whole month. And in my 14 years of business, we would have a scare every single year. Something would happen. But this was the big one that came through. The one that I was always afraid of when I was operating down out there.
And then you, so what was the key to, having it survive, if not thrive, for the past decade or more?
Grinding it out as an operator, grinding it out as an entrepreneur, as a chef. Just it's tough. It was tough. we had the BP oil spill, we had hurricanes, competition, all kinds of stuff. Pandemic now, the pandemic was that kind of threw everybody upside down.
How so? Like specifically, maybe for you, like, wow, that really affected me.
You didn't know what to expect. You was never in that position of shutting down, and I was very fortunate. I was in Austin actually, so I was able to help from afar through the phone. Like we're talking like, what we need to do, and things was just so fluid that it was stressful. I'm very grateful that I have a partner that was able to execute it. But it was definitely a learning experience. Something to tell people through the ages.
Sure, I'm sure. You talked about the labor shortage. Is that still something that you guys are dealing with?
That's actually the reason why I shut down the franchise. Those two I was a franchisee. The labor market it's horrendous. I don't know. I don't know any remedy anytime soon. I'm searching. I'm trying to figure out like what there has to be a solution. For every problem, there's a solution. But it's tough. Owning a restaurant right now is probably the toughest it's ever been, in my eyes.
Sure. I don't doubt it. Nevertheless, you're working on, or you've opened, I believe, HappyRito Seafood. Is that right?
I'm actually working on that right now. Hopefully, open within 2 weeks. I'm trying. I'm gathering up the team. So basically, I'm consolidating, the talents and team, because it's hard to get labor, and you can't just teach them. Even if you can get the staffing, it doesn't take. It takes a while to teach them your standards, culture, how things are ran, things like that, and it's just constant, and I believe that's what I see and other restaurateurs and operators see out there, where it's a never-ending cycle.
So tell me a little bit about your vision for HappyRito Seafood.
HappyRito Seafood is a counter service model, around 1,800 square feet, small footprint. So the rent won't be too expensive. And I'm selling I'm from Louisiana, so this is my first Cajun Louisiana concept. I'm doing out in Austin, Texas. So we're gonna have simple techniques, fried seafood, boiled seafood, and drinks, alcohol drinks.
Is there going to be a Vietnamese element?
I have a sushi background. I am Vietnamese. I am a Cajun. So it's a blend. It's a blend of you'll have some fun Japanese stuff in there. You'll have some Vietnamese stuff in there. You'll have some Cajun stuff. Definitely. It's just my first Cajun concept, and this to me, like to open a full service right now in these times, it's difficult.
Sure.
So hopefully this counters, and I believe chefs, we're leaning towards this. We're leaning towards a smaller footprint, independent chefs. We're leaning towards more of a smaller footprint, something where it can be not easily managed, but
will you be the chef at the restaurant?
I am the chef operator. I'm everything right now, honestly. I believe everybody's in the same shoes. We have to do it all.
And what does that mean for you in terms of like time commitment?
I'm hoping I can get this concept up and running. I mean, like smoothly in 2-3 months. But honestly, with the staffing situation, I'm doing the hiring, and I can see that I got 20 applicants. I was able to contact 10. Only one showed up. And they can only work one day on a Saturday. So that kind of gives you an idea of the labor market out there as far as like for restaurants. Restaurants are the hardest hit. Everybody's short, but the restaurant industry is the hardest hit.
Why do you think that is?
A combination of everything. Just people, the restaurant industry is hard. You're working 60, 70 hours a week. The quality of life it needs to get better. But restaurants are where people meet. That's where there's a lot of magic that happens in restaurants. Whether you're the worker, or whether you're a customer, or you're a family member coming in town, restaurants are a place where people gather and magic happens.
And when you're the chef, you can feel that magic?
I do. That actually makes it a little easier. So when you're doing a special, you're doing a special, and you can look at the guests, and you can see that first bite and that reaction, that organic. There's no hiding that reaction, and that's when I was a chef at a sushi roll. That those moments gave me confidence and just joy to see your creation and the response they get. They don't know you're looking at them, but yeah, that's one of the bright moments.
So when you're kind of starting this new concept, HappyRito, and you're going to be the chef, what are some key positions that you need to fill?
I have a sous chef. His name is Marlon Whelan. He's coming from Louisiana too. So I have him, but we would definitely need line cooks, prep cooks. This concept I'm creating, it's easy. I'm trying to make it easier. Restaurants are notorious. The hardest part is the prep. The prep. Good food is major, massive prep. And that's where I see most restaurants and restaurants that I've ran struggle the most with. So I'm trying to create still great food, but make easier techniques, easier concepts. So this is just fry and boil, and drinks. And
then you would need to hire a manager, or can you be the manager while you're the chef?
Well, the counter service model comes into play with this, and with the new technology of you're able to order on the table, because of the shortage. That's the system I'm setting, so that if there isn't anybody up front going back and forth, that you can basically self-order, self-pay, to make it efficient, we're just trying to come up with ideas to, open up with the least staff that you're ever going to get opening.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a very innovative idea. Have you tried that before?
I haven't tried this. This is the first concept that I'm going to release it in, but through what I've observed of what's happening, everything is happening fast, fluid. It changes every single month, but that's the concept that I can see, or system that I can see, that you can work, 6 people all day and get it done.
So you started as a chef at a sushi restaurant, and then you kind of evolved and you went to culinary school. What's your favorite dish to prepare ever?
It would have to be pho. I actually opened a Vietnamese concept in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, in 2016, named Ava Street Cafe. It's still there on Essen Lane, and I was cooking my mama's pho. She taught me, and I was able to open that Vietnamese concept, and it's a communion type dish where you're with your family or loved ones when you're eating that.
Okay. And you said that restaurant is still there, but it's no longer yours?
I sold it. I actually sold it so I can move to Austin.
Oh, okay. What was that like?
The move?
Deciding to sell a place that you kind of started and it was your thing.
My family's in Austin, so I was in Louisiana 14 years ago when I opened that Japanese restaurant. So it was time. It was time to come back, go to Austin, and I have 2 kids, and I've always enjoyed Austin. I've always went to Austin over the summer, and it's a good town. It's a good city. It's growing, and it has a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, I've been there. It seems like a good place for restaurants anyway.
Yeah.
We are big fans of publicly acknowledging people who have been influential for you. Who are some people in the industry that you respect and look to for advice, or who you've learned from?
My mom. It has to be my mom. She's inspired me. She's she's shown me work ethic, how hard, work ethic is very important. Now we're just trying to find work ethic with balancing quality of life in a sense, trying to. So my mom, she's the biggest inspiration for me as far as like chefs.
That's great. Where can people find out more about what you're doing with Eat Restaurant Group?
Right now it's HappyRito Seafood. We'll see how this one goes, but I have a counter service model sushi concept that I think I'm going to release next. And you can come by HappyRito in 2 weeks to a month, hopefully, at in Cedar Park, Texas, on the fringe of Austin. Yeah. Come check it out.
Well, that sounds great. Hey, Ethan, I really appreciate your time today. It was enjoyable hearing your story, and I thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Top Business Leaders Show, powered by Rise 25. Visit rise25.com to check out more episodes of the show and to learn more about how you can start your own podcast.